going on my right eye yesterday, and I was not going to have it. Um, so I'm just being cautious. I don't want that whatever it is to come back in my right eye. So especially now that, well, I'm not going to go into all that. That's bureaucracy bullshit and other things that made our ancestors. If I could travel back in time, I would convince our primitive ancestors, stay in the caves, don't get out of the trees. It's not going to get any better. But oh man, do not evolve. Stay out here in the forest where it's safer. Oh, but okay, yeah. Other than, oh look, Shooty Gatwa made some sleight of hand remark on a TV show. I think it was the One Show. You never got the about not having. Someone asked him about regretting not having got to see the Cybermen and the Daleks. Whose fault is that? That's RTD's. But oh man. And of course he said, might something about might get that or something like that. And it's like, guys, that's if he comes back in a special someday. That's if he's gone. All right. The shit he got was gone. He's not going to be filming any more episodes. It's done. It's over. But the reason I named this ad this, oh God, Sydney Sweeney, who has an amazing pair of eyes, some really beautiful, very beautiful assets. Um, Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, some of the, like I said, not to disgrace everybody who has a septum piercing, but are they using that to intercept bozo beams from some other planet? I'm not kidding. I have sat here today and literally out of nowhere, because of a Blue Jean ad, people are declaring it that is Nazi propaganda. Oops, I said a word that's going to get me kicked out of my algorithm. That's right, folks. Blue Jean ads are now fascist propaganda. What the holy hell is going on with this planet? You've got nations fighting each other. You've got racial divide that's being promoted and actually pretty much sold to you through media. And it's funny how I remember a time when everybody was finally coming together, and of course somebody had to step in and split us back apart because, God forbid, everybody gets along and figures out how bad they're being shafted by the upper levels of their government. But actually, I've dug several graves. Sadly, for cats in the past that have, either been hit by cars or ones I've lost through various means. Up till recently, yeah, I was the one who dug their graves. Thank you for that kind memory. Why don't you just give me a nice paper cut and pour some lemon juice in it? But Sydney Sweeney is now a Nazi because she's blonde, she's white, and she has blue eyes and blonde hair. And because she said something about her jeans are blue. I had no idea that if your jeans were blue, you're now a Nazi. I'm not kidding. It just drives me insane how just narrow-minded some people are. And they keep thinking they've hacked this top secret code that, they're going to save the universe with. I'm just in shock. I'm like, really? That's like saying Old Navy is secretly recruiting for the Navy. They're indoctrinating your kids to be sent off to boot camp at Great Lakes or something. It's like I wish people would get off their ass and realize the color blue jeans are not your problem. It's the ones with the green and have whole lots of numbers and zeros behind their names. We're talking more than the average person who built up their fortune on their own and blah, blah. We're talking people out there who live on a different planet than you do because they make more in a year than you will in your lifetimes. Ugh. Trust me, I don't even want to know what they're doing for recreational activities. When you look into some of these groups, oh man. Yeah, but I had no choice but to be subjected to this all over my YouTube feed about Sydney Sweeney. Sweeney is apparently, you know, is apparently a Nazi now, and she's, that would be like me traveling back. Imagine if I traveled back in time and tried to tell people that, you know, Mr. What do you call it, Mr. Whipple is actually, like Hitler, and squeezing the Charmin was code for murdering Jewish people. All right, I would be carted off to the nearest loony bin. Matter of fact, there are now talks of reopening the asylums. And you can see why. Oh, the world hath gone insane. And yet lunatics are running the asylum, or so they think. I actually saw a girl putting up an ad because she can't get a job because she has time blindness. I'm like, dude, it's like, ma'am, it's called being to work on time. Thoughts on Gaza? Sorry, I don't live in Gaza, so I can't tell you what's going on in Gaza. It's yet another area where, once again, we have no business being there. It's not our affair. Ugh. Yeah, did you hear that now? The country, Britain, that has full frontal nudity available on just, yeah, but now if you want to watch, your internet, you have to type in adult confirmation and all this stuff. I'm like, oh man, I have time blindness. I can't work at work. Yeah, you had a lot of people who were still working from home who, when they were told they had to come back to work, yes, but you can't expect to hold down a job if you show up an hour late every day, Si. You can't expect the world to suddenly say, well, you can just show up whenever you want, because even though you may have a problem, there's about 50 billion people who don't, who are going to take advantage of that. I'm not kidding. I have people I work with who claim this, claim that, blah, blah. We got, oh, God, trust me, I'm not even going to go into detail. That's some of the things. It's really sad, but every time we try to do something kind for people, there's a whole bunch of people who say, well, I'm going to hop on that bandwagon and pretend to be like these people so I can get that benefit. And trust me, our whole system is riddled with that. People taking advantage of other, of the system, thinking they're smarter than everybody else. Meanwhile, that's what I mean. It's sad. It really is. I saw a devil summoning back. I'm not kidding. Yeah. Meanwhile, they're trying to sell books to your kids, telling them that you had parts of your body cut off by the time you're out of elementary school, because making decisions that you shouldn't be making until well into adulthood. Yet you can find it in kids' books. Oh. What's going to be pretty much, what's going to be next? Nerds promoting gun violence. Oh God, I've heard that one I think too. But oh well. But yeah, your blue jean ad is not trying to sell you Nazi propaganda. I'm not kidding. It just like pouring soup on a priceless painting is not going to help people to your cause to stop oil production. Oh. Well, so far Dexter's doing pretty good. We've been watching the new Dexter Resurrection. It's going back in a lot of ways to the old formula. They even brought back James Remar as Dexter's dad. As much as I loved what's her name, Carpenter, I think it's Jennifer Carpenter. I did not like the fact that she was Dexter's conscience in the last series or whatever, Dexter's talk off or whatever you want to call the that particular figure in Dexter's life. I did not like that at all. The fact that Deb was suddenly his conscience other than his dad, I didn't like that at all in the last series. So I was glad when they found out James Remar is back as Dexter's father. Alright, they're bringing back Red Dwarf again. I don't know. Like I said, if it's a new one, they've got a lot of big shoes to fill there. Some really big shoes to fill there. But at the same time, are they doing another series with the original cast? Like I said, it depends on how well written it is. Yeah, I like Deb as she was, and yeah, they killed her off. And I know now. Yeah, ever since I watched Dexter, I'm like Dexter's Laboratory. I hope these ain't related because that was a kid show, wasn't it? Okay. Here's the thing. Like I said, I don't care what you do to your person in your body once you've reached the age of adulthood, be it 18 or when the brain fully develops at 25. But when you're actually promoting that your 2-year-old child is this and that you want them to go through some kind of therapy that's going to permanently affect them, or you want them to have body parts cut off before they're even old enough to make that decision for themselves, that worries me. And the fact that it was going on in this country for years, and there's at least about 100 and something thousand cases, I think, that this happened. Those people who did those surgeries, who promoted those surgeries, they should be all taken out and tried. They should be up on charges. But for what they did to those children, because a lot of them are regretting it now. But seriously, when we get to the point now where your ads are secretly, are supposedly secret top, you can read that, oh, look, blonde, where now you're going to say anybody who promotes something who has blonde hair, blue eyes, and are white are now promoting Nazi propaganda, we're in trouble. We are in serious trouble. Who is educating our kids? Oh. Because you've got, and who's educating these folks that are doing this? Because you've got bigger problems in life than worrying about who's selling what in your blue jean ad. And also the fact that you're seeing top secret hidden messages in your commercials. That's almost as bad as the son of Sam killer who claimed he got instructions from his neighbor's dog to go out and kill people. Ugh. It's almost as bad as them saying they are eating alphabet soup and has started spelling out satanic messages. Oh, man. Oh, well. But what can you do? Like I said, your blue jean ads are not Nazi, fascist, right-wing, whatever propaganda. They're selling blue jeans and trying to convince you that Sydney Sweeney can act. That right there alone is difficult enough. But, folks, seriously, you have bigger things to worry about in your life than who's promoting what on your television in your mind. Oh, well, I got to get going. I'm way over time. So please be kind, be calm, be safe. Enjoy the rest of your day. And remember, don't take things too literally. As George Carlin said, I think of these things as symbols, and I leave symbols for the simple-minded. Take care, everyone.